I think something that Brett and I have is a little bit of a switch. We're a little bit psycho, and I think that's what it takes to be a really good bodybuilder. You gotta be a little bit fucked up top. It takes a really crazy person to do some of the shit that Brett and I do. As you saw today, I mean, Brett pushed himself to the point of making his nose squirt blood. That's not something that a regular person can do on a regular basis. So one thing is we hold ourselves to a high standard, both of us being very, very competitive. As you heard Brett say, Martin got 13. I felt at 9 like shit and the blood was running down the back of my throat, but Brett wasn't gonna let me beat it.
Big work. Yep.
That comes down to a couple things. One, Brett and I are both college athletes, and because of that, we both want to win. Gold is one thing that's always on our mind, and every set, every exercise, every posing session, both him and I are being competitive. Even though we're best friends, even though we're training partners, at the end of the day, we're still trying to beat each other.
2 more! 2!
More so just, you know, it's a feeling of finally here. So after sitting out for 2 years watching everybody else compete, I mean, in some regards last year was kind of a weird year with COVID, so it actually turned out to be a great year to sit out and make improvements. And I think the people that did that are now seeing reaping the benefits of not trying to find a show while they were canceling them all or moving them all and just hanging on. So that was a big benefit. The thing is, I was already planning on sitting out last year regardless, so that kind of worked out, in my favor if you want to, look at it that way.
Yeah.
But still doesn't take away from the fact that I was missing the stage, missing competing. So like we talked about, this past weekend I was able to get on the NBC Junior National stage for guest posing, but it just felt right again, honestly, man. Just like the fun aspect part of it. Just having fun up there, especially, with the guest posing and with Sean Clarita there, Nick Walker. We were able to just show off and have a good time, and that reminded me, of that adrenaline rush that comes with competing, that adrenaline rush of, wanting to show up somebody next to you. So, that was a really good early indicator, really good, little teaser for what's coming in 4 weeks. So, now I know obviously it's going to be much more of a business, much more of a competition coming up, but it gives me, something, what I need to work on, what I need to keep improving, and just mainly make sure just be 1,000% ready. And that's why we're here now early in the morning. Get after it.
Key to leg day is the PF Flyers, mainly because Sandlot was my favorite movie growing up. So Benny the Jet had the PF Flyers and everybody wanted them, and I didn't get them until I was 20 years later. But now they're very important to me. And when you put these on, it's going to be leg day, so you got to get mentally ready as well as physically.
Hamstrings, posterior chain is always a big focus of Brett and I's. Something we've always done since I've been training with Brett, at least, and what I've been doing for about the last 4 years is splitting my quads and my hamstrings. I feel like it's the most beneficial to get the best leg growth as well as keeping things balanced. So with me splitting it up like that, I feel like my quads and my hamstrings are very balanced, where a lot of guys are very quad dominant because it's easy to be quad dominant, and especially when you put those two together, oftentimes the quads want to take over versus the hamstrings. So it's something that Brett and I have developed, and it's something that I think a lot of you could benefit from.
It's not really full body. Thanks, mate. One more. Yep.
Run from the pain.
does that feel like, Martin?
Like battery acid in your calves is what Hunter would say. For me, every single time I get a calf pump like that, it makes me have to pee for some reason. Weirdest thing ever.
Run away from your feelings.
Same time, every day. Just same intensity, nothing changes. It's pretty good. Pretty impressive to watch.
And going back into being a little bit fucked up, that's why Brett and I work so well together. I've trained with other people, and you know, I'm always the guy dragging somebody by their shirt tail through the last 2 exercises. I'm always trying to get somebody to do the crazy drop set or something like that. Whereas, you know, it just depends on the day with Brett and I. Some days he's the one making me do extra shit that I really don't want to fucking do, and some days I'm making him do shit that he really doesn't want to do. And that both makes us better, man. And because of those things, I think that the mentality that we have, the burn the boat type of mentality that we talked about in the office, is just something that's really, we've bred into ourselves over and over from the beginning of time. Like Brett said, he was an athlete from the beginning. You know, my dad had me in wrestling from the time I was 3 years old, and I've done something competitive ever since. Same thing as Brett. The second I was done with college sports, it was like, what was next? A little bit different from me is that I was always in love with bodybuilding, and I knew that that was probably my next step. But again, the competitive nature in me knew that it was time for me to go that direction. And you know, going into that, you know, a lot of people like to talk about Brett and I as the, oh, it must be nice, or you guys live the dream. But like he said, you know, we sacrificed a lot to be in the positions that we are. And that sacrifice is some of the reason why we're as crazy and fucked up as we are. You know, I spent my 20s never going to the bar, never doing the shit that every 20-year-old does. I didn't hang out with my friends. I didn't do those kind of things. I wasn't at house parties. I was in the gym for 3-4 hours a day. I was eating 6 meals a day. And I sacrificed my early 20s to be a professional bodybuilder and live my dream every day, training at 11 o'clock in the best gym in the world with my best friend. So, you know, yeah, it must be nice, but I worked my fucking dick off for this. I spent 40, 60 hours a week working construction to earn a pro card, to be able to pay for all the shit that I had to be able to win my pro card. So, you know, Brett and I have earned this, and because of that, we take it very, very seriously. There's nothing left in the tank at the end of the day because we sold our souls for this pretty much, as I like to say. This is what we chose to do, and we're going to be the best out of it because of it.
So yeah, what we've discovered in the way we like to set up hamstrings is we do our curls first. So today we did standing single leg, then we did lion leg curl. And what we've noticed is after you just kill those curls, we did a lot of volume, as you can tell, blew them up so much that we can't even barely bend our legs anymore on our hamstrings. Then we come into some kind of press, load it up, and force the stretch down. So if you notice, that's just from our reactions. Like our hamstrings are so pumped from the curls that this heavy load coming down on you stretches out the hamstrings, and you have to fire back through. It's brutal right now. So this all goes back into exercise selection. We're setting up our workouts. We're not so much trying to hit huge weights, PRs. We're still going to go heavy on this, but it's more so setting it up so that you're getting the most out of each exercise. So doing this while you're tired and pumped hamstrings is going to be a lot more effective than if you just did it first and just went after it right away. So get some pre-exhaustion in there, make it harder, and then you hit it while you're tired. Get into it. Come on. Yep. Here we go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Yep. 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 Come on. Yep. 2. Here we go. We're working. Drive. Again. Let's go. Come on. Work. I got enough. Come on. Big work. Yep. That's right. Yes, sir. Come on. Let's go, Brett. All you, let's go! Yes! Husband! Yes! Good! Come on! Keep it in the hands, let's go! Weeks out, hitting PRs, putting way too much pressure on the head, but no, we're working. Okay. Nice job, Bubba.
I mean, like you said, man, you know, an environment breeds everything. I think that's a big reason why we like Armbrust, and I think a lot of people why they like to come and train at the same times that Brett and I come and train, is because it gives the gym that feel. And like we talked about, that's part of what makes Armbrust is that feel, that osmosis, that energy. You just feel it from everyone. So, you know, I think that's a very real thing, and I think it's something that is kind of overlooked in your, you know, your tool or your arsenal of things that can make you a better bodybuilder. You know, everyone can make the best of your environment, but when your environment makes the best of you, it's a totally different thing.